Hi, everybody. Sandy Kreisberg here. This is Fridays with Sandy. We've got a wonderful guest here, Alejandro Softy, if I'm pronouncing that right. Say hello.
Yeah, you are.
Say hello, Alejandro.
Hi,
Okay,
Sandy.
good. You're a real interesting guy. Could you just give us a quick overview here of where you went to school? You're from South America, and you take it from there. I attended the University of Buenos Aires and graduated in, did I get this right? 2017. And what'd you do?
Yeah, exactly. I am from Argentina. I am from Buenos Aires. I studied in the University of Buenos Aires. I majored in economics, honors class, luckily, about that.
Good.
And I've worked in the fintech space in Buenos Aires for the last 4 years and a half.
Yeah, what job did you have right out of college?
Right out of college, I started as an analyst, and then I moved up as a senior
For
analyst.
whom?
Yeah.
We're very nosy here. An analyst where?
It's the firm was called Agilis. I was the first employee of the startup. So
Yikers. And when did how old are you?
right now I'm 26.
Boy, that's good. That's a good age to apply. So you're 26, you graduated from the University of Buenos Aires with magna cum laude, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, magna 26. We got like a GMAT score or a...
Yeah, I took the GMAT about 4 months ago. Yeah, I got out 770.
770?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. I'm impressed.
I got lucky, Sandy. I got lucky.
Yeah, well, lucky or not, we'll take it. Good for you. Okay, so Magna from Buenos Aires, Latin American background. Name the companies you worked for after college. Right after college, you joined this Agiles. What is that?
So Agilis was a fintech company because we closed. That's something to note. It was a really small business that I was like the first ever employee there. I was employee number 3, and what we did was we're trying to bring mortgages in Argentina. So asset-backed loans in Argentina are almost non-existent. We don't have mortgages. We don't have car loans.
Wow, that's really interesting. That would be very interesting to HBS as a model. And they're always looking for people who can represent different areas. And they've got people from Latin America, but your Latin America finance, that's real good. Okay, so then how long did you work there?
I worked there for about 4 years, almost 4 years.
Yikers, that's okay. And what are you doing now?
Now I'm in a firm called Poets&quants Technology Studio. We are a tech firm that provides a software as a service platform for banks. So basically, I'm in charge. I'm a product manager of this platform, and we connect with banks so that they can originate loans digitally entirely with our technology.
So that seems like a good place to be. That's the way all loans are going to be in 10 years, right?
Yeah, especially now, right?
Yeah, that's true too, right? Okay, just let me ask you like a mock interview question, which is we'll turn this into a handicapping mock interview. What do you want your classmates to know about Argentina?
Well, that's a really good question. I think Argentina is an incredible place. It's a laboratory that everyone should study and everyone should come here to visit because you have really, really well qualified people. You have great people in spirit, but the country's macroeconomy is a mess, and that's why.
How come? Who messed it up?
Well, I think it would be oversimplifying to just say like one person messed it up or one type of government messed it up. We've been carrying this mess up like for over 60 years now.
Yikers. Well, okay. Is this a, what do they call this, natural resource curse? Or is it just bad management? Or is this, there wasn't a culture of development? Or is it corruption? Or were there some leading families that were corrupt? Or all of the above? And stuff I haven't mentioned.
Wow. Okay. I think everything started in 1930 when we have military dictatorships in Argentina.
Yep.
And from there onwards, what we have is institutional crisis. So institutions are not that strong in Argentina, and our rules are changing all the time. So if you do business in Argentina, you have no idea what's going to be happening.
Yeah. There's no reliability, which is what men need. Got it. Is there a Latin American country that's like, what Latin American countries are more quote unquote developed along capitalist lines?
Well, I'd say Chile and Uruguay right now are more stable than Argentina. Mm-hmm. Argentina is bigger, and I think it has like incredible talent compared to Chile and Uruguay. I think we have even a bit better talent on certain things like technology, for example. But if you look at the growth chart since 1960 or 1970 to now, Chile and Uruguay have been ascending constantly, and we have had more years of recession than any other country in Latin America.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Tell us about your current employer. That's really important. What is it and what does it do? Startup, Czech startup, 5 years on the market, and 65 employees. What do they do, and what do you do?
Okay, so the company is developing this technology product that we basically are trying to do products that are easy to sell and install in banks. So we aim for big banks. I am in charge, the product manager of these loan origination platform, but we also have other verticals. That we have an investment platform, we have a home banking platform, and we have a regulatory platform to
Good. Okay, and where is this? Where is it headquartered?
It's in Buenos Aires. It's in Argentina.
Okay. Do people who work there typically have MBAs?
No, none whatsoever.
So you're like you'll be like the first one or an early adopter, whatever they want.
Yeah. Let's just say that my company, Sandy, it comes from a really technological background. I mean, 85% of the people that work there are developers.
Yeah, good. What do you want to do? What job would you want after business school?
Well, after business school, in the short term, I think I want to work at Amazon or Apple or like PayPal. Because sorry?
Yeah, I was saying yes, of course, that makes sense. Good.
Yeah.
I think somebody mentioned FAANG. We all
FAANG,
know that. FAANG.
I want to aim at FAANG because what I want to do is all the things I've learned working at a tech startup in my both jobs, I want to put it in the context of a fast growing, more organized firm. So I want to have the spirit of the startup and be in technology, but in a more organized company.
Good. What business school do you want to go to?
Stanford is my number one choice.
Good. Okay, let's deal with Stanford. 770, boy, that'll wake them up over there. And then you're from Latin America. That's a plus because it's an underserved thing. You haven't worked for big name companies, so you might have some explaining to do, if you know that word. You might have some explaining to do about the companies you've worked for, but they seem like they're asset-backed and backed by U.S. Venture capitalists, which is a sign that they're serious. What Stanford looks for, you've got the basics for Stanford, and then, boy, Stanford's really hard to get into.
I know.
So the question is, they're also looking for an X factor. Now, aside from coming from Latin America, which is an X factor, what do you have to offer that possibly other highly accomplished finance people don't have to offer, besides coming from Latin America?
Well, I think I have a really good work story in the sense that I was the first employee of this firm, and I worked a lot to get it where it got eventually. And
yeah, that's not an X factor. That's a very strong ABC factor, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
everybody works someplace.
I get you. I get you.
What do you got that other people don't?
I think my X factor would be that I speak a lot of languages. I speak, for example, Greek. My family is from Greece. My grandmother, she fled World War II, and I chronicled a lot of her stories with her. And,
yeah, those are interesting. But an X factor is something you did. Like, I speak a lot of languages, and I've been able to start a homeless shelter in Latin America that helps people who speak both Spanish and Portuguese and English. You see, that's an X factor, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
An X factor of Stanford is like it's always got like a, forget their term there, do-gooder stuff.
Yeah, I get you. Well, I'm trying to work on my X factor now. I mean, I've started a company during the pandemic, a non-for-profit company. I called it Lovers in Argentina. And basically, I started the project on approximately like March or April of this year. And what I'm trying to do is an online platform for people to donate to NGOs in Argentina, to small NGOs.
Stanford is, ears are perking up, if you know that expression. It means they're very interested. Mm-hmm. That would be, I would develop that as much as possible in your Stanford application.
Okay.
It's something that matters to you and something you're involved in. And this is something, like if the famous Stanford question, what matters most to you and why? Mm-hmm. You go, one thing that matters to me is my recent initiative doing this. And let me tell you why it matters to me. First of all, it matters to me because of my personal history doing this. And second, it matters to me because I'm working with some very interesting people. And it matters to me because it's a model of what I want to do. And I've met terrific people. That's the kind of answer they like. The macro answer is personal growth and development matters to me. But you don't have to say that. What you do is, for every example, you point out, this engagement mattered to me because I learned how to approach this type of population. And another initiative mattered to me because I got involved with a real role model. He was an extraordinary person. That's the way. That's the way to create a Stanford essay. There are many ways, but if viewers are totally stuck about how am I going to answer the Stanford essay, that's a good way to do it.
It's
You've got a lot going for you. I would build that out as Lavers. Yeah. Help fund NGO and charity projects through online platform. And then prepared and distributed food for homeless people. Yeah, good. They like that stuff. I think. What would be your second choice?
Well, my second choice is Harvard, I guess. And after that,
not too shabby.
yeah, I know. Well, I'm aiming for the top, and then if I have to pick like a fourth or fifth choice, I'll work that along the way.
Man, I don't think you're going to need a fourth or fifth choice. You can never. Okay, let's finish this up by giving the numbers here. I think you can never count on Stanford. Boy, I think your odds at Stanford are like 30%, 40%. That's as high as any odds get. You've got so much going for you, including the the 770 and a Magna. I mean, and then working for these Latin American companies. Boy, I think your odds at Harvard, I'd be really surprised if you didn't get interviewed at Harvard. Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So at Harvard, your challenge is just don't blow the interview, and I don't think you will. You sound like a likable, articulate, conversational guy. You're interested in Wharton? What would be like your third choice?
Well, Wharton would be my fourth choice, I think. I think MIT would be my third choice because of the technology component, but I haven't had the chance to speak with a lot of Wharton.
Yeah, check it out, man. MIT goes for huge GMATs in a way. Like all schools go for big GMATs. MIT is right in the forefront of schools that really value 770 GMATs. I think your chances at MIT are really, really solid, boy. They go for guys like you, even though they're small.
That's amazing. One question regarding this year in particular, Sandy. Is it like a really, really tough application year? Is it going to be like the worst year of the last decade?
I wish Mr. Byrne were here. He may chime in on this as a comment to this posting. My understanding is the schools have tons of applications, okay? So that just makes it harder. You know, if there's more applications, there's more qualified people. The schools are not expanding their size. So
yeah, I get it. I also have
supply and demand.
I also have the fear that I've talked with a couple of guys from Argentina that are entering Stanford, and they deferred their enrollment for next year. So they were supposed to come in.
There's that too. Well, tell me about how did they get in? What was their background? This is worth hearing.
Well, the guy I spoke with the most, he worked at, I don't remember the name of the firm, but a top investment firm. Lazard.
Lazard.
Lazard. Yeah, and he worked for like 5 years in this firm at agribusiness and in doing agribusiness in Latin America as a whole. So he has a really good background, and he got like
he's got a regular background. He's an investment banker. That's what most people are. Most people are investment bankers or consultants. He's working for a leading firm. Who is the other guy?
The other guy I spoke briefly, but I think he worked at Mercado Libre for over 4 years. Mercado Libre is I don't know if I think you know it, right? It's Latin America's biggest company, technology company.
Yeah, I don't know it, but that's a good thing. That's a good place to come from. Stanford likes established firms. Boy, if those guys ask those guys if you could read their essays, or just ask them what they said. That's all.
Great, that's awesome. And
but
Sandy,
man, you got a lot going for you, Alejandro. Okay, so we're signing out here. This is Sandy Kreisberg at Poets and Quants, Fridays with Sandy. We've had a great guest here. And check us out on the internet, and adios and shalom.